is our video on how to prep fish for our fish and chips. This is our 15-pound box that it comes in, and a case has 3 of these. So depending upon the volume and the amount of fish you sell, you can determine whether you want to thaw one box or the entire case. Today, for this purpose, we're just going to thaw. We have thawed one box overnight in the cooler, and so our fish is ready to cut. It's thawed and ready for us to cut. The average size of a piece that comes out of the box, and our goal is to make as many portions as 2-ounce portions as we can. So I always place it on the scale so I see it's about 12 ounces. So I need to get about 6 pieces out of this piece, and you're always going to see that this end is thinner than this end. So this piece is thicker. So of course these pieces are going to look longer and bigger than these pieces are going to look, depending upon how you cut them. Okay, so we're going to get ready to cut our fish now, and of course we have to use our safety glove. So I'm going to put a safety glove on, and then I'm going to cover it with my latex glove. You don't want it to get all, and then I'm just going to put a latex glove on this hand, the one that's holding the knife. Okay, now we're ready. So you're always going to hold your knife at an angle so that it appears to be a nice longer piece, then it appears bigger, but it weighs around 2 ounces. And I always think a nice size piece is the size of your hand. So then we're going to put it on here and see how close we came. That's pretty close to a 2-ounce piece. So same thing, we're going to do the same thing here, cut it at an angle. If you look up here, put it on see your hand, it's about the size of your hand, and it weighs about 2 ounces. Okay, so the pieces appear bigger because you're cutting them at an angle, and of course remember we're going to get about 6 pieces out of here. Again, that's a little less than 2, but that's okay. So it's about the size of your hand. Again, 3, 4, 5, 6. And everything's at an angle. And again, about the size of your hand, the length of your hand, and about 2 ounces. Okay, we're going to set up our breading station. And we have our cut fish. And then we have our Pride of the West all-purpose batter, the flour. And it's just the flour. Our liquid egg mixture, of course, is going to be in the center. And it's 1-to-1. So if you use a 12-ounce container of liquid eggs, you would use a 12-ounce container of buttermilk. And that would be your liquid, and you would just combine that until it's all mixed together. And then your third pan will be your panko. So we're going to batter and dip our fish. Okay, and then at the end of our line, after we have our panko, we'll have a sheet pan lined with our sheet pan paper. And you will need about 1 of these pans for a 15-pound box of your fish. You can put the entire case on 1 sheet pan. After you line all of these with your breaded fish, you'd put another sheet down over it and layer another layer of fish, and then another sheet, and then your fish, and then another sheet, and then this will go, once it's full, will go in the freezer. So what you want to do is take your fish, and you want to keep 1 for dry and 1 for liquids. And so I kind of just flour a few pieces with the liquid or the flour and put it into the liquid. And when you put this Pride of the West flour on your fish, it helps the egg wash or egg wash and buttermilk mixture stick to your fish. Okay, so imagine you've just finished breading all of your 15 pounds or your 45, depending upon if you did a partial case or a full case. Any leftover flour or panko or egg wash would be disposed of. You would never want to put this back in the box or back in the bag, because that would be cross-contamination and you would contaminate the rest of your fresh product. So anything that has had fish in or that you've used always goes into the garbage when you're done. This is what it would look like, and imagine that it was a whole 15 pounds. I would put another sheet over this and then line it again and continue the process till I had the entire 15 pounds on this pan. Then I would overwrap it with shrink wrap and put it in the freezer to freeze. Okay, so we've just had a customer order a fish and chips. Looks like Christy would like a 2-piece today. So the front end prepared a styrofoam container with the 4 ounces of coleslaw that comes with that, and so it is ready. We have our of course set up to do our fish and chips, and so it's very easy for us to come over here and get our 1 tartar and our lemon and set it in there. Now we're ready to batter fry our fish, and we have our batter all ready to go. And we take it over to the fryer and we set the fish down in the batter. This piece is kind of long, so I got to flip it. We let some of it run out. And then you're going to want to set it in the oil and hold on to it. You can't drop it right away, because if you do, it will sink to the bottom and it will stick to the fryer basket. So after you've held it for a while and part of that has cooked, it will float and you won't have that problem. Same thing with the next piece. Hold it up in oil for a little bit, let it start cooking off, and then you can let it go and it'll float. So you set the timer for about 7 minutes and get it going. Okay, so the fish has been cooking for about 1 minute and 15 seconds. You're going to add the fries right to the same basket, and we will let them cook. Okay, so our timer is going off, and we are going to stop it. And we have got to check our fish and make sure that it is done and it temps out at 165 or above, and we are good to go. And it's nice and crispy and definitely temping. So we can pull the basket up now. Okay, we're going to put our French fries into our basket. Top it with our 2 pieces of fish. Close it up.